How's it going, everybody? Smoking cigars with Howlin' Blind Buddy Slim, that's me. And I say that always to do respect to my hero, Gary Burbank. Funniest man in the world, world's greatest disc jockey, comedian, everything. Today is Sunday, March the 30th. No, 29th, March the 29th. I'm smoking today a Punch Ranchero. Can you say that with me, boys and girls? Ranchero. Punch Ranchero. You gotta love a cigar named after a 60s Chevy icon. The Chevrolet Ranchero was a great automobile. All right. Well, I think I mentioned it somewhere that my next video would be called The American Dream. Excuse me while I take a swig of my Mountain Dew. It's a Mountain Dew, half-liter bottle from the 60s. Bought off eBay's full. Shipping and everything was 20 bucks. I took one swig of the original and it was flat as all get out. But so I used it to put my regular Mountain Dew in, my good Mountain Dew. It may sound goofy, but I love Mountain Dew in glass bottles, and I wish Pepsi-Cola would bring it back. They still make it in a few places, but not around here. So I got a feeling this is going to be at least a two-part video. I want to talk to you about the American Dream. I was watching the, I think CNN or one of those news channels the other night, which I very rarely do, but I was flipping around the channels. And they had the money analyst on talking about how to fix your credit and achieve the American dream of buying a house, having 2.3 kids, and living happily ever after. One lady called in, and she was, I think they were in their 30s, if I'm not mistaken, just got foreclosed on a house that they had bought. And how will this affect us buying a new home in the future? In other words, you're going to get out of this freaking mess. You can't afford to pay your mortgage. They foreclosed on you, kicked you out of your house. Oh, how can I get back in debt again? So it made me ask the question to myself, is the American dream really to become a slave to your job, a slave to a house that you can't afford, and a slave to a pocket full and a wallet full of credit cards that you'll never get out of debt to? Is that the American dream? They talk like it was. They talk like the American dream was you had to have a home. You had to build that portfolio. One guy called in, and he was, I think he had two credit cards, one about 18%, one about 19%, and he had the ability to pay one of them off. What should he do? My first thing was pay off the one that's 19% and then start working on the other one. And then when you get done, cut them up. Well, a couple people said, one of the analysts said, you know, you could do that, but the best thing to do is pay a little bit on both. Get them both down. Why? Get completely out of debt on something, you know, because then anyway, get out of debt. Pay off the one credit card and then start hitting the other one, everything you got. But another one was talking about, okay, he was had been late by one day on these credit cards about 7 times in a row. One day late. And they said, 1 day to 30 days. It doesn't matter. Might as well be 30 days late if you're going to be 1 day late. You know, and this hurt his credit. Well, it hurt his credit score. But, you know, we know for a fact, Kevin Trudeau talked about this in his book. Man, that's a good cigar. That one of the tricks the credit card companies use is, let's say you make your payment on time, they may hold it and not process it until late. If it's, and just like the lady on the show said, if it's 1 minute after midnight, it's late. It's 30 days late. In the eyes of the people who matter. I say, fuck the eyes of the people who matter. Get yourself out of debt. Don't get yourself into debt. Well, a lot of people want to buy a house. But what pisses me off is the fact on this crisis, this housing crisis, came about because greedy real estate agents and loan people talked people into buying homes and actually getting into a loan or a payment. As Rush Limbaugh says, people don't buy homes, they buy payments. They don't buy cars, they buy monthly payments. Got these people into payments that they could not afford. So is their American dream to rip off your brother just to get rich? To me, greed. Go back and watch my greed video. Greed is seeping into the fiber of the American people anymore, and it's really pissing me off. Greed is what's caused a lot of this problem. And I'm going to be honest with you. When I was married, we did the route. We owned property. We had a trailer sitting on almost 5 acres of property. I had big plans. I was going to put grape vineyards in. I was going to grow grapes and make my own grape soda. I was going to make some cherry soda. I was going to do some cherry trees and all that stuff. And excuse me. But the bottom line is, when I got divorced, we decided to sell. Property tax went up so high on that particular property that it's a good damn thing we did sell, because we were barely making the payments at the time. We had to make the property tax, pay the property tax and the payments and everything. It was going to kill us. You know, we took divorce to get us out of it, but we got out of it, sold it, and we didn't make any money on it. Broke even. We just didn't have to pay it anymore. That was the best part about it is. And but the bottom line is, I've done that. I don't need that anymore. I live in a nice little humble 1-bedroom apartment. I pay $350 a month, and I can live on that. You know, too many people trying to live above and beyond their means. Is that the American dream? Is the American dream to show your neighbor, your best friend, I can do just as good as you or better? That's what it seems like it's getting down to. Oh, you got a new Chrysler Crossfire? Let me go get 2 vets. I'll see you 2 vets, and I'll raise you 3 Mercedes-Benz. I see your 3 Mercedes-Benz, I'll raise you 4 BMWs. That's what's going on, folks. People are with pride, getting themselves in debt, letting these brokers, loan officers, talk them into loans they can't afford. All for the American dream. To me, the American dream is to be able to live on what I make, buy my cigars, play my music, drink Mountain Dew in glass bottles, and be able to go to sleep every night, not afraid that some loan company is going to come and take it all away from me.